Originally, this video was going to be about how Dominic Canzone should be getting more playing time than Luke Raley, but honestly, Dominic Canzone just dominated in spring training. It's pretty obvious that he should get the opening day start, so you know what? We're going to make this video a little bit more interesting. I originally, and a lot of people would have said, that Dominic Canzone was going to be the Mariners' breakout player of the year, but you know what? Let's get a little weird. Dominic Canzone is the dark horse MVP candidate for the Seattle Mariners. That's right. Julio Rodriguez, old news. Cal Raleigh, who? And JP Crawford. Yeah, sorry, Cap, but Dom Canzone is the dark horse for MVP candidate for the Seattle Mariners, and there are three reasons why I think that's true. And number one is just Dom Canzone's ability to drive the ball the other way. We saw it a lot with him when he first came up with the Mariners. I think it was one of his first hits was a double to left field against the Boston Red Sox, and we saw it a lot this spring as well. Dom can definitely go the other way if he needs to. But when you look at his numbers in the minor leagues, Dom Canzone in 2023 with Arizona's AAA team went the other way 31.7% of the time, and in 2022 30.7% of the time. We know that Dom Canzone has massive opposite field power, more than maybe anybody on this team, and I think that that's going to play really well for the Mariners because teams are not going to be able to pitch him just inside, or outside, expecting him to just try to pull the ball over the right field fence. Looking at his spray chart here in 2023, we see a lot of opposite field power. Now, these balls weren't getting out. They weren't home runs for Dom Canzone, but they were pretty dang close. And as you can see in T-Mobile Park, he is driving the ball towards the bullpens. Of course, yes, all of his home run power comes here, but you look at all these doubles to left field, and that is a huge advantage for the Seattle Mariners in 2024 to have a guy probably batting 6, 7, 8 in your lineup that can drive the ball the other way with power. And Dom Canzone's control of the strike zone is one of the things that I think makes him so important to the Mariners in 2024, and that goes into my next point, which is that Dom Canzone's ability to control the strike zone is only going to get better this year, and it's going to make him one of the more feared hitters in the league. Obviously, he's not really qualified for a whole lot here on Baseball Savant just because he didn't play enough games, but in 2023, he had a K percentage of 17.6%, which is obviously better than like the 22 or 23% that we normally see in the major leagues. And throughout his career in the minors, minus like 2022 and the complex league in Arizona as well in 2022, Dom Canzone really did run pretty strong strikeout rates. In rookie ball in 2019, he had a 12.6%. In 2023 with the major league teams, he had a 17.6%. 2023 with Arizona's AAA team, he had a 13.3%, so on and so forth. Dom Canzone has pretty much always posted a strikeout rate below average in the major leagues. With that being said, his walk rate was only at 4.4% last year, which is really low. However, throughout the rest of his career in the minors, he did have an about above average walk rate. I believe average is around 9% or so. He was running a 12.7% in 2022, which was the highest of his career other than in 2023 where he had run a 12.8%. Of course, he did have a couple of 10% seasons as well. So Dom Canzone, the big thing for him is just not swinging outside the strike zone. And that's evidenced here by his 2023 percentile rankings, which in the chase rate percentage, he was at 41.8%. Dom was chasing a lot in 2023. Again, first time in the big leagues, he had 182 plate appearances in 2023. I think that in 2024, he's going to kind of find his groove with that and not be chasing pitches outside the strike zone as much. The number one point for me is that Dom Canzone gets the barrel of the bat to the baseball. As you can see here by his barrel percentage, Dom Canzone's at 12.1%, which is higher, I don't really know, maybe like 75th percentile. His expected slugging was 470, which is, we'll call this like the 70th percentile, can't really tell here. But it didn't really show up with his hard hit percentage as an average exit velocity, probably because he did have a lot of swings where he was just beating balls into the ground and there was really, off the end of the bat or something like that. This goes along with his ability to kind of control the strike zone a little bit. I think that as he controls the strike zone a little bit, he's going to get better pitches to hit, and he's going to take advantage of that right field fence in T-Mobile Park. We're going to see more balls off the window for Dom Canzone. When we look at the projections for Dom Canzone on Fangraphs, it's interesting to see that nobody has him above 17 home runs. Zips is the highest on Dom Canzone in 2024 at 17 home runs. I think Dom Canzone's going to hit 20 to 25 home runs at least. I think Dom Canzone is going to have a really big year power-wise because look at this pitch that he smashed in the minor leagues.
The 2-2 pitch. Canzone deep to center. Looking up and letting it go is Ruiz. A 2-run moonshot.
Now looking at Dom's spring training numbers, there are some things that are concerning. This 32.7% strikeout rate is very concerning for me for Dom Canzone. But with that being said, that's never happened before in his career, minus maybe the complex league where he had 3 games and he had a 33.3% strikeout rate. So I don't really count that. This, again, was only 17 games, 49 plate appearances, but he did strike out quite a bit. His walk rate, however, was much better at 8.2%. He hit 4 home runs in those 17 games. For those of you keeping track at home, that's a home run in 8% of his at-bats in 2024 spring training. Now, when we look at 2023 in the minor leagues, in about 304 plate appearances, he hit 16 home runs. That's about a 5% and a 4% in 2022, so it was definitely up in spring training. Again, it's a lot of that's based on, obviously, quality of competition. You're also hitting down in Arizona, but for the Mariners in 2024, I think that Dom Canzone is going to play a big role for this team. Dominic Canzone's my dark horse MVP candidate, so much so that I almost used this thumbnail for this video. For all intensive purposes, this is a joke. All right, this is just really poor Photoshop. Okay. Now, as for where he fits into this lineup starting on opening day, which is, hey, tomorrow, this is what we're thinking. We put it in this video on the screen right now. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go freaking Mariners.